The night was silent. No roar of engines, no rumble of artillery. Then the hillside lit up. Fire blossomed behind the lead T-72 as something unseen detonated the mines. In 40 minutes, 200 tanks had become statues of flame. This is the story of how one of the largest armored losses in modern history didn't fall to missiles or airstrikes, but to something far more unexpected. A weapon unseen, network unstoppable. Tonight, we peel back the curtain, create a in the early hours of a cold autumn dawn in the Donbas region, an armored column from the Russian side advanced with confidence. Hundreds of tracked vehicles, tens of millions of dollars in hardware, carrying crews trained for breakthrough. They were moving into territory long held by Ukrainian defenders. But the defenders had changed. Over the previous months, Ukraine had shifted strategy from pitched tank battles to integrated drone led counters, network sensors, layered fire. The battlefield had changed. Tanks were no longer invincible. Drone swarms, loitering munitions, mines wired to remote triggers, satellite feeds, artillery guided by real time intelligence, all combined to form a defensive web. And on this night, that web would close. In this film, we trace the planning, the trap, the destruction, and ask the question: has armored warfare as we knew it died here? Intelligence satellites picked up activity. Rail movements, convoys, fuel trucks. NATO partnered imagery fed Ukrainian command posts. Special forces had penetrated key ridge lines and mapped every track, curve, and field hiding spot. Mines were laid, routes were wired, drone patrols activated. At hour zero, the column rolled. Heavy tanks in front, infantry carriers trailing, headlights dimmed, columns obscured by smoke and night. Russian spotters and drones hovered, guiding them through the valley. But what they didn't know, the defenders had control of the valley. Overhead, small FPV drones launched silently from concealed positions. On the ground, minefields crisscrossed the approach route, and entrenched artillery waited, eyes locked on the field. The first explosion, a buried anti-tank mine triggered by the lead tank's tread. It flipped turret askew. The shockwave crackled like thunder in the valley. Within seconds, the trailing carriers hit artillery-wired mines. Smoke rose. Engines screamed. At that point, the column had lost cohesion. Drones above marked the survivors, the vehicles that tried to reverse, the crews exposed. Then the artillery opened up. Howitzers 18 miles away unleashed fire. Shells landed with surgical precision. Secondary detonations erupted. Fuel trucks, ammo stacks, carriers ran. Meanwhile, FPV drones dove in, weaving between trees, plunging onto engine decks, igniting the hatches. The tanks tried to fight back. Machine guns spun, turrets turned, but visibility was gone. Overhead, Jamar scrambled communications. The network system of sensors and weapons had taken over. The column's advance collapsed. Tanks caught in the minefield, tanks firing back blindly, infantry's pinned. The ditching began. Some tried to roll out, others abandoned their hulls. Drones marked escape routes with lasers. Artillery followed. A T-72 tried to reverse, got stuck in a frozen field. A drone dropped a thermobaric warhead. The turret lifted. The vehicle burnt from the inside. The noise of tracked vehicles gave way to silence punctuated by explosions. In just 12 minutes, the valley was lost to the attackers. The cameras overhead, the surveillance feeds feeding command posts, the UGV unmanned ground vehicles, clearing debris. The battlefield was no longer just man versus machine. It was machine versus machine, network vs network. By dawn, the wreckage lay like a graveyard. More than 60% of the armored vehicles had been destroyed or disabled. Fires still burned. Smoke hung low. The few survivors surrendered. The defenders moved in, cleared the field, treated prisoners. On the Ukrainian side, special forces teams and engineers began sweeping for mines and unexploded ordnance. The moral dimension. Even in the wreckage of war, there were gestures of humanity. Medics offered water to captured crews. The optics of restraint matter. The attackers' morale shattered. A formation that thought itself unstoppable was pinned, destroyed, captured, and the defenders realized this was a turning. The impact of this battle goes beyond the valley. First, it signals that large armored breakthroughs without full sensor drone artillery integration are highly vulnerable. Second, it elevates unmanned systems from support role to decisive role. FPV drones, OGV robotic fire controllers, cheap, fast, lethal, are rewriting the rules of engagement. As one report notes, UAV in Ukraine destroyed more tanks than missiles. Ukrinform plus one third. It underscores that intelligence and networked warfare matter more than just armor, guns, and men. Tanks still matter, but only when supported by sensor networks, air cover, electronic warfare. Without them, they become targets. In the broader war, this may force an evolution. More active use of anti-drone systems, better top attack protection, active protection systems, apps on tanks, and a rethink of massed armored columns. For Ukraine, the victory is tactical, but also symbolic, the defender becoming the innovator. In the valley that night, 200 tanks rolled in full of promise and breaking steel. They met not the roar of enemy armor, but the silent whir of drones, the unseen click of mines, the invisible hand of sensor networks. The battlefield has changed. For the crews inside those tanks, the world they entered was not one of heavy metal dominance, but of vulnerability, exposure, instant death. For the viewers, for the analysts, this is the lesson. In modern war, technology doesn't just supplement soldiers, it can redefine who wins and who loses. So, as dawn broke, the firefight ceased. The carnage remained. But what remained more was the question: when the next armored column advances, will it be facing hell or walking into it? The night Russia lost 200 tanks was not just a defeat of steel and gears, it was a defeat of assumptions. And the war that comes next will ask, can armored warfare survive the drone age? Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more frontline analysis. Until next time, stay sharp, stay aware.